get started. Okay, so ES, we changed to M contract, and it's 53 points higher than the H contract. So anyway, the left-hand side, you see daily chart, and I put on, so we dropped to 61.8% retracement from August, like August low here. So we dropped to 5,600 on the new contract. 5,504 was the old contract. So and now the matter is how high can we bounce to, right? Can we pop to? So from here to here, if 50%, if it's 50%, then we'll be somewhere near 5,900. And it's also neckline, right? So you break like high shoulder, break the neckline, and it also 200 moving average. So I'm really leaning, there's a lot of confluences here. However, you do have a resistance here near 5,800. And now I want to look at finer. What happened to my chart? Finer like volume profile. So this is SPY daily. You can clearly see this is the first resistance, right? 567 to 572, 574 area. And that's the pivot low here, wave 4. But value area high, actually 581 is where the neckline. So that's where I'm leaning. Also 200 moving average. I did see more puts in, but at some point they have to make a wave 2, right? So wave 2 on 15 minutes, I don't know whether I can trust this because we have 50 points pop. So it make wave 3. And let's look at my naked chart. What's happening? Okay, here. So we do finally 30 minutes have we like a trend change, right? We have trend line resistance, we break out. So ideally, I want to see this being retested, like 56.20. But if this bullish momentum is stronger, then we could, you see 15 minutes is wanting, 30 minutes wanting to go. It could directly go to pop up too. And big money did load. So this 15 minutes pretty weak. It's overnight. There is not a lot of volume. So I will see tomorrow morning if it retests this trendline resistance, then we'll go long. Right now we can do SPX, SPY, or you can do shares, right? So how you do day trading? If you're interested in day trading, then okay. So ES dropped to here. You can use some cheaper ticker SOXL, right? And to be very honest, when I do day trading at this point, I don't even use stop loss anymore. I mean, okay, so what's the worst case scenario? Drop back to 5,600. So, but I'm not buying here. I'm buying here, right? So, usually next morning you have a nice profit already. So now I added when I share this zone, I didn't give you this zone. I gave 5,800 zone. I did add here on my personal chart. That's where the SPY first resistance. But I I am leaning somewhere near 5,880. That's the old 5820 to 5850 area. So that's where the neckline, but it depending how bullish, what is FOMC meeting J. Paul is gonna say. I mean, I can't imagine what he's gonna say. Data dependent or a transitory or I don't know, whatever it is. So anyway, so I'm the worst case scenario, we can just hit here and start to go back down. More bullish scenario, I would see somewhere here. So did I put the moving average wrong? So this is okay. This 200 is 522, 572. What is yellow one? Yellow one's 20, right? Yeah, yellow one's 20. So you never see me using moving averages. I even put this on just to want to see what give more confluences, right? So I have on how come ES is not the same? ES, this is 200. SPY a little bit different. So that's I'm pretty sure this 200. Slowest, right? Input. Yeah, that's 200. So we should at least hit somewhere here, 58. So that's anyway, that's what I'm seeing for now. And on Q, I'm leaning this level as well. So that's the 50% like retracement from this drop, and so also 200 moving average. So anyway, so that's what I'm leaning, but doesn't mean it will happen the way I wanted to, right? So that's why we give some levels resistance, and worst case scenario, we could just hit here and start go back down. But in reality, I'm more interested in the upper two levels, make it drop really worth it. And so I spent some time on SPY, really digging into. So my design, let me see whether I have this on this chart. So my design is either we follow 2022 or we follow 2018. So 2018, here's 2018. It's the first Trump term. So market bottomed by early April and actually end of April, like early April, end of April, they revisited the low and then made a new high by the end of September. And then that's the top and come back all the way down. So why am I showing this chart? And I have a reason why. So let's go back to the current times. Where is it? Okay, so I'm been calling 5400 for a long time, right? And so why is it 5400? If you look at weekly chart, this is like where the 2022, really like where the 2022. Let me look at weekly. Maybe easier to see. Okay, so for the 484, that was 2022 breakout. So in a bigger drawdown, usually that's where to be tested. However, we could start rallying from here. So I want to show you on a quarterly chart, and then I will explain my level even better. Where's my trading view? Where's my trading view? Here. Okay. So the left-hand side, you see this is a quarterly chart, right? We have quarters, 3 months. We have quarterly breakdown, reversal down. And then monthly. So if really we hit a downside target on the quarterly, should be 511 here. But because this have a two really long tail, I'm looking at a monthly. We could very well still hit 540 at a minimum. But you see the strong support is 500 area. Okay, so on my right hand side, you know what? I don't have a I don't have the same indicator on. This is weekly. Let's look at daily. So daily, we don't really have a strong support. We don't have any strong support until 480. Really is. That's the fair value gap. And I'm going to switch that. So also weekly, you don't see any stronger support until 460, like 460. So I would say, okay, let's look at 4 hour. How much lower can we get support? 540 and then 525. So that's why I gave two extra levels on SPY. And I'm gonna go back to the my chart, naked chart here. So I think at a bare minimum, we're gonna hit this. And I added level 530 is the week to week area on daily. And this 511 would be this is August low. This is the August low. So I think we should not be breaking August low at this point. So I'm ignoring 480. However, my design is by the end of April, we see bottom. And then by July, August, we are going to have a new high. And then we may actually come down to revisit this level. That's my design for now. But we don't know. My design is not a law, it's not a rule, right? So we have to follow what we see, right? Let's go back SPY monthly chart. SPY, go back this monthly. We are not that far from first level, but the real strong support is where 480 is. I mean, can this be act as support? Yeah, you can, because this is monthly, right? Even though the volume seems not significant, not as much as this, but this is pretty significant amount of buying order. So that's why I'm saying we could hit 522 area. That would be 5,200 for ES. Maybe now, maybe new ES will be 5,270, 5,300, something like that for the new ES. So I'm leaning at least hitting here. And then we rally, go back to 615, 620, and then we may actually come back down. That's my design. So we'll see whether when we see wave 4 prints on this on the monthly, um, we'll watch on daily and 60 minutes before we load any SPX. And to be perfect honest, I'm not really looking at anything else. I'm not watching anything else, only these big tickers, right? And I give Tesla levels. I know a lot of us have Tesla now. This level is also resistance. So probably a little bit higher here. It'll be red where the gap fill. Now, so the first level, I'm leaning 272 and then 300. So if you really pop to 300, I think you guys need to need to take a little bit profit on the TSLL. And then when it's come back down, we'll reload. I think Tesla hourly time frame, did I show you guys it was 201? Yeah, 202. So if you have shares after this pop, if you don't want to exit the whole position, we could do puts. And so I basically give all the big ticket levels for Apple. I'm leaning 220. Better scenario, maybe 225. Microsoft probably somewhere 405. I don't believe Microsoft will go about 418. But if it does, we should take some profit on our either Microsoft or MSTU. And Google, Google really cheap, perfect place. So I would say first place I'm looking probably 175, 176, matching this 200. And then next one, 181. So if really Google popped 181 and you want to say, okay, I want to act some so I can have some cash and lower. Okay, that's fine. I don't have Google shares. I have a GGLL, the double and small position, not the full position. I think it only hit the first buying level. I gave three levels, so I didn't have all. Meta. Did I say Amazon? No, I skipped Amazon. So Amazon, I would say at least somewhere to 210. I would say 208, 210. Worst case scenario, maybe lower, 205. I'm leaning 214. I'm maybe being too optimistic. So if we could hit 214, we are gonna act at the AMZU. So we have some cash reload and Meta. Meta 654, I think is the minimum. This is daily, didn't break any trend, guys. Meta and Netflix are the best. They didn't break trend, so trend is still upside 70 some target is. Netflix either. It didn't break daily trend, and these two are the best among mega tickers. So if you said, okay, which position I should look more, you have your answer here, right? NVIDIA, next level will be 127. Here, there are two moving areas here. So I don't think NVIDIA can go above 130 at this, like one, two, three. I think 101 to 192 will come. So you do need to take profit on NVIDIA here. You don't have to take whole position. You said, okay, if I load it here, I want to unload 50%. That's fine too. So that's really all I care. Um, UNH, I don't know how I watched it. I was watching for the low, and I think I set my alert too low at 420, and it didn't hit it turn. So I think UNH you can buy now. It's ready. And Visa daily V5 top target is 370 some. That's good too. So anyway, so if really, yes, come back down lower, um, you don't want to load individual tickers and you don't want to use any leverage. I think this near 42, you can hold all the way to 60. That's pretty good, right? So my guess, I am gonna stick to what I have and I shared what I want to do, what I'm going to do. So if ES really hit the level I'm thinking it's gonna hit, um, somewhere will be 5370 area. That's what I'm thinking. And it could just stop here, like 5507. Could that possible? Yeah, very. So we're just gonna be watching those levels and see looking for confluences and you don't have to buy everything one shot. Let's say if market drops and come back down to say 5460, 5370. Okay, so I'm gonna buy one third or half. And then worst case scenario, drop another 150 points. As long as we give enough time, then we're fine, right? So I'm not doing any weekly or my shortest will be July. I probably use like a 20,000 to do July and then majority for year end. That gave me more time, right? Of course, we're gonna monitor and the condition would be monthly SPY wave 4 printed, right? And then if wave 4 printed, then uh, larger time frame, this indicator has never failed us. But 5 will be really just slightly higher than 3. You can do many ways. You can do 287 days out your target. So you said, okay, I'm gonna load a 615, let's say 615 SPY call January or December. Uh, I think that could give you 10 times, I would say. You could. I have very large position on FNGB. Um, I don't really care. It's, I don't really care. I think, but if you come back to, it's really hard to analyze the ticker. It doesn't have a lot of price history. If you come back to somewhere 1920, okay, you could offload some. If it doesn't, I'm just gonna hold mine. If I acted a lot of others, then my position is pretty light. So might as well just hold it, right? And I do have a little bit less good news for you guys, and that's also kind of confirm why I think there may be more downside. So I called out 18, 15 weeks ago, and now you see what I'm seeing, guys, here. I'm seeing this guy will drop to single digit. And if this guy dropped to single digit, Jade is gonna load 30, 40, 50,000 shares of this. That's what I did last time, 2022. And when this eventually go back to 50, 60, I don't really care what else happens. I make my money, right? You don't really have to use options. If you buy this and then eventually market goes back up to make a new high, they always do, then you can five times of your money easily with very low risk. A lot of times your stop loss could be $10. And if this thing dropped to 9, you load 20, 30,000. 30,000 is only 250,000. And then drop to $6, you load another half. Then you're like your average cost is $7, $8, 50,000 shares. It's only 400,000 bucks, and you can turn this 400,000 become 2 million with your eyes closed. Really. So that's how you really make your money. Anyways, this is what I saw, and that's kind of confirming my thesis that we may actually have a lower. Let's look at Bitcoin. So this guy shorting, and everybody on earth knows he's shorting 330 million worth of Bitcoin. And people probably be above his stop loss, and the guy filled some liquidity. And so now this dropped. I don't know whether he take profit, but I do see on hourly time frame, it's gonna come back down to here. So let's look at daily. I don't know which one is coming first, this one or this one. I wanna say this one may come first. So either way, I don't have a position now. I do have a coin CONL, dollar. I think dollar may see bottom here. We're gonna pop a little bit. And gold, I'm seeing 30.20. I'm gonna send alert. I will short here. Send alert. I want to short this. Enable alert. Okay, so continuously set at default. So when price hit this level, I'm gonna get alert and then I'm gonna short it. Okay, so that's all I have. And so Yes, and Q are the main thing I'm watching because that's mainly what we have for this portfolio, right? And if some of your tickers are really red, it's not a good time to sell. As I said, you either take your stop loss early or you just hold it. And I have seen some of the most successful investors, fund managers saying if you have no stomach, if you don't have stomach to handle your account 50% down, then you're not a long-term investor. I don't know whether I agree 100% with it. But a lot of times, like your 401k, before I got into stock market, I never checked my 401k. Just bi-weekly deposit, deposit, deposit. I'm pretty sure I some days, some year, my portfolio did drop 50%. I just didn't know. So now, we are in front of computer all the time, then we know. So anyway, um, I may eventually load more TDD. I load two, three lots already. So for now, I choose not to look at it and not watching it. So I'm mainly watching all this other positions, what the market is gonna do. And then we decide what our new position. And then when market eventually rallied back to all-time high, then we decided to see what the other ticker is doing. So that's my plan. Okay, guys, that's all I have. And short, sweet, and we'll see you guys tomorrow morning. And if anything changes, I will update the plan in the morning. Okay, bye.